In this interview, I talked to Andru Edwards about how to start a tech channel and how does pro wrestling make you a better YouTuber right now.
This video is brought to you in part by vloggerfair.com.
What's up, influencers? Here with another interview with Andru Edwards.
What's up, everybody?
YouTube.com/gearlive. And here on Video Influencers, helping you build your influence, income, and impact with online videos. Thank you so much for.
Is that called onomatopoeia? What do they call that when it's like the three eyes?
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
Love it. You are a tech influencer, reviewer, as well as just all in general, like influencer in the tech space, correct?
Yeah, that's a distinction that others have given me.
Yep.
I would never go out and just, hey, I'm an influencer, everybody. Yep. But yes, I'm recognized as one of the top in consumer electronics, specifically technology. Yeah.
So check out his channel. We'll put all the links down below. Can you talk about how you even fell into this space, specific to your niche, and how you started and where you're at today?
Yeah. So definitely. So I started in the niche itself.
Yeah.
This is a funny story, but it started as a website. And way back in the day, before there was Wikipedia, or maybe Wikipedia was around, but people used to go to this site called about.com to find out about stuff. And I tried out for about.com's personal technology.
Okay.
I was basically going to run that section of the site. And the way that they interview you is they would bring in maybe 10 people, and they would say, all 10 of you, you're going to submit articles every day for 2 weeks as if you already had the job.
Yeah.
Based on that, we'll pick the person. I did not get it.
Okay.
So I had 2 weeks worth of content that I'd written that was never going to see the light of day anywhere. And I was like, you know what, let me just buy a domain and just put it up on a website. And every day after work, I'll come home and spend an hour I'll just give my opinion on the tech news of the day. This was back in 2004. So I started gearlive.com in the summer of 2004. And within 8 months, I just realized every month I was earning roughly $300 to $400 from Google AdSense from an hour a day. And so it just dawned on me, if I did 8 hours a day instead of 1 hour a day,
double it.
I should be able to, well, more than that. It should be that times 8, right? At least. Other competing websites started getting purchased by bigger media companies. And when they get purchased, like they were purchased by AOL, Condé Nast, they have these big budgets, and all of a sudden their staffs go from 1 or 2 people to 20, 25. And there's no way I'm going to compete with, my output is going to equal the writing of 25 people, and I didn't want to sell my website. I felt like I had more to contribute. So I turned down offers, and I said, I need to go into video. And that was the start. And
you're probably one of the pioneers when it comes to video in the tech space. Can you talk about how, when you first started, and you were mentioning like you're very comfortable on camera, how that sets you apart from other tech reviewers, other tech channels and websites?
This isn't to put anybody else down, but a lot of people, especially in the tech world, the geeky, nerdy world, do not come across great on camera.
Sure.
So, they'll come across great in written text and even on podcasts, but there's something about connecting to an audience that isn't there, that the people that have that personality just there's a disconnect there. And so I knew that I had the skill to be on camera and be comfortable. And the reason I knew that
I love this.
is because I used to be a pro wrestler. So I grew up in New York City. I wanted to be a pro wrestler since I was a 6-year-old boy, Hulk Hogan and all that stuff. And so when I turned 18, like I was waiting, as soon as I turned 18, I'm going to a wrestling school and I'm going to be this big pro wrestler. I did it for a few years before moving out here to Seattle and finding out that, there's no wrestling scene out here, so that kind of died. But what I learned, and I was a very shy young man, but what you learn very quickly, you're in spandex, you're in front of a crowd in your spandex outfit that looks ridiculous, you're fake fighting, and in any other sport, it doesn't matter what if they're cheering or booing, it doesn't matter. You're trying to win whatever the contest is. When you're a pro wrestler, you're not trying to win. You're trying to make the crowd have a feeling and a reaction. So you have to learn very quickly how to control the crowd, how to get them to boo when you want them to boo, cheer when you want them to cheer, and you never get a take two. You're in the ring, you're talking, you're addressing the crowd. You can't, I messed up. Can we go again? that just doesn't exist in that world.
Can you talk a little bit about if you were to give advice to somebody that's starting a YouTube channel that may not be confident, some tips on how to build that confidence and what it takes to get as comfortable as you are?
The first thing I say is you have to just know that it's going to be weird. Know that you're going to suck. You're not any YouTuber you watch that you like, go find their first video if it's still live.
Such a great
and you'll see that, oh, they were awkward too. That wasn't the best video I've ever seen, but they stuck
Deer
with
in the
it.
Headlights look.
Yeah, the difference is all the great YouTubers you see are the result of sticking with doing it. They got used to it. It wasn't comfortable anymore. They got, and that's it. Like you just got to keep doing it until you're not uncomfortable anymore.
I know that you've been in this space for a very long time. YouTube, social media. You also started as a blogger, right?
Yeah.
You had a blog website.
Sure. This kind of ties into something I said earlier during my talk. One of the first things I said, I was doing a talk on hardware, but I said before we even talk about hardware, how many of you want to be full-time YouTubers? And almost everybody raised their hand.
Totally.
And I said that's a trick question. None of you should want to be a YouTuber.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I don't tie myself to YouTube. I am not. If YouTube died tomorrow, I still have many other platforms. AdSense has, greatly diminished because the advertising money has not increased at the same rate that so many people are jumping on and uploading videos, right?
It's just being spread out across lots of content.
So again, if I was just a YouTuber, then once that money started coming down, I would have had to say, oh, I need to supplement my income somehow or get another job or whatever. But I'm not. First of all, you have to be everywhere. Like you said, I have a blog, I have a website. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Snapchat. Name a social network, I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm not building a YouTube channel so much as I'm building a brand. That gets the attention of other brands, bigger brands. If you build yourself outside of YouTube, you'll find so many opportunities outside of YouTube. Brands want to reach the people who are interested in you. And we all are unique. We all have so don't copy anybody, be you, because brands through you, they'll see your followers. And you can find 2 tech influencers, me and someone else, and we'll have 2 totally different audiences. If brands aren't reaching out to you, it's probably because they don't know about you. So you reach out to them. Reach out to them on Twitter, reach out to them on Facebook. Use social media, LinkedIn. And just, hey, I love your products. I've been a long-time user. I'd love to do something with you guys.
Absolutely. And
that's how I started.
Can you speak on the importance of branding, whether you're a new influencer or you're a seasoned one, maybe that never focused on that?
More than likely, you're not going to know what your own brand really is right away, and that's okay. So you kind of play with it. But I've settled into a place where I have a certain way that I want to come across on video, and then also when I'm at an event like this one. It's kind of silly, but it really does work. So you have to think of what is your persona. The way I tell people is when there's a camera in front of you, you stay who you are. You're you, but you turn it up to 11. So you're not, you can't just talk like this in front of a camera. This doesn't work. Even if I were to talk to you in a cafe or whatever, I talk like this when I'm on video, and this is loud. And if I was in a cafe, people would be like, can we get this loud guy out of here? But there's a difference the way it has to come across. So first of all, I come across very confident. Second of all, like, look at what I'm wearing. Like, you can't see the whole thing. I have like these gold shoes on right now.
They're dope.
I have this gold, like, look at, I don't just wear this at home.
You used to have a gold Apple Watch too, right?
I had the actual gold Apple Watch that Apple sent me. I have to put that out there. I did not buy a $15,000 watch. Apple sent it to me. I don't wear this to when I go to like Safeway or like this grocery store, right? But when I'm in my element or at an event, people know either, oh, there's Andrew, he's the guy that's dressed crazy, or who's that guy that's dressed like that? We should go talk to him. So just kind of think about how you want to come across using your own personality. This is still me, it's just turned up to 11.
Lightning round.
All right.
Number 1 question is, what was your pro wrestling name?
Oh, that's easy. My pro wrestling name, so I had 2. I started as simply the best Andru Edwards, and I had long hair. And I came out to the song Simply the Best by Tina Turner. And then I was going to get a haircut one day, and the person cutting my hair kept cutting it to where one side was shorter than the other, and he had to keep compensating to where it was like, I'm just shaving my head. Like, now I look ridiculous, but I couldn't be that, like, pretty boy look anymore. So they changed it to the shooter Andru Edwards, and a shooter is someone who was kind of like a UFC fighter. So there it is.
Boom. A social media platform of preference for yourself.
Ooh, I believe YouTube is a social network, so I go there.
If you had to give up movies and TV or social media, which one would you give up?
Since I just said YouTube is social media as well, I would have to give up movies and TV. I can't just give up YouTube.
It's the YouTuber answer.
Plus, YouTube has movies and TV on it, so
It's a hack.
yeah.
It's a cheat.
Peace out.
So if you had to recommend one book or podcast to a new YouTuber or a new influencer or somebody wanting to start a channel, what book or podcast would that be?
The Psychology of Influence.
Okay.
So it's not going to teach you about how to be comfortable on camera or business, or it is business, but it's more about how to influence how to command an audience. And that's what you really want to know at the end of the day, how to command an audience and how to command when you're making deals.
Yeah, Andrew, last question.
Last question.
You've given so much wisdom.
This better be a big one.
Yeah, this is pretty big one, and you can get all philosophical or wisdom bombs, whatever. The advice you would give to a new channel creator.
I think at the end of the day, it's so crowded today that you really want to pick your specific niche and stick with it.
Yeah.
You can always expand it later.
Yeah.
But I told someone this about blogging about a year ago. They wanted to be a tech blogger.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's so many tech bloggers. Pick a niche. And what they decided to do was they were only going to cover devices that were available from Sprint, that is super niche right there.
Yeah.
But they are now the #1 website for Sprint. No one else did it. If they just decided to do, I'm just going to do all tech, they would have been buried and no one would know who they are. So that is my #1 tip: is pick your niche, stick with the niche until you get big enough to expand.
Boom. Thank you so much for letting me interview you. We're going to put the links down for Andrew down below. Is there any place specific people should go to find you?
Just head to youtube.com/gearlive and drop a comment on any of my videos to let me know that you found me here.
Boom.